So would you say that your Instagram friends are in this B-list category, or are your Instagram friends further down on
They
your
don't
list?
exist.
Not they don't exist.
Yeah, Instagram friends, I don't know y'all. Like, you know what I mean?
Hey, best friend.
Hey, best friend.
You ready to get into it?
Let's jump into it.
All right. Today's episode, we're going to talk about knowing your circle, honey.
Yes.
We're going to have to put some titles on these friends. We're going to have to classify, honey, A-list friends or D-list friends.
Ooh.
It's really levels to this,
It's
okay?
definitely levels to friendships.
Shall we discuss?
And we should.
All right. So what would you consider like a A-list friend? Like what you consider A-list friend?
I feel like an A-list friend is my
Your
all-in-one.
go-to. Yeah,
my go-to. Like if I'm having a bad day, I'm calling. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I probably not even check your temperature and see
Right.
if you good. And I just jump right on in there and just
Right.
start discussing my day or what's going on with me or what's happening with me. Like that's I could tell you anything. That's
Right.
my A-list friend. Like it's a no bars held.
Right.
I can go
It's at the
on
top
in.
of the chart. You up here with me.
Right. I could tell you the craziest things to the best things that's going on in my life and just my go-to.
Right.
My every chance I get go-to that I'm empty, I know that my cup will be refilled.
Okay, I like that. That's your A-list friend. Okay. I'm going to just jump down into it. We're going to go from one spectrum to the next. So we're going to go to the bottom. What D-list friend? What D-list friend? D-list friend is given to me like vampire. Like you sucking all my energy. You a bloodsucker. You sucking all of my energy. I'm drained every time I talk. You don't reciprocate my energy. You give bad vibes. And you just around for a good time. You one of those friends where you hop around friendship to friendship, and you for a good time. You appear when it's time to have a good time, and then after the good time is over, we can separate. That's what D-list friend is given for me.
I feel like a D-list friend is my homegirl.
Okay.
I can call that person like a homegirl.
Right.
Like you said, we have a good time.
Right.
I don't really consider you as a friend, but
when we get
probably,
together,
you probably working your way there or something like that. I could consider that like literally as the homegirl level,
right?
Because
you at
like,
the bottom,
you at the bottom.
We're
working on. I don't really know you that well, but you might be coming around. We probably having a good time, and you probably proving yourself. I'm probably proving myself to you.
Right.
We building loyalty. We building communication. We building a friendship. So I feel like. Even though I wouldn't want to call him a D-list friend because I feel like, that's a little out the way, but I feel like you're my homegirl.
Okay. All right. So then that answers the question for me. So your friends have the opportunity to move around within these barriers or within these levels. So your D-list friend can your D-list friend potentially become your A-list friend, or can your A-list friend potentially become your D-list?
No, my A-list friend can't become my D-list friend because we done already built, rapport with each other. And I feel like
we solid.
We solid.
Once
and
we get to that level, we solid.
And if it's a problem, I'm coming to you. I got to let you know. Or, like I said, I'm growing in that aspect to be able to communicate my true feelings. And when something is bothering me versus, me not saying nothing at all. So I feel like my A-list friend for sure, I want to, salvage that and like get through whatever it is we need to get through. But like, on the homegirl level, and it takes some time to get to that A-list. That don't come overnight. Right. That comes with, you seeing certain things, you keeping it solid, you shutting your mouth, you
following through, you reciprocate.
Yes.
And okay. All right, I can dig that.
And I feel like the most important thing is you can keep quiet on some things, you know what I mean? Like
privacy.
Like I hate the talking friends. Like that just gotta expose some things. And I feel like we done had some nights we ain't even gotta talk about them again. Like, I'm just saying, like, ain't got good nights and just, we had a time last night, you know what I mean? And it's just like, you know, that was just what it was, you know, like, we done went out, we had a ball, you know, and we don't got to talk about it.
We don't got to speak on it again.
Right.
Yeah. All right. So yeah, A-list friends, those your day ones, those your 3 a.m. emergency crew. You can call those girls up any time of night.
Anytime.
And be like, you know, what's up? Like, you feel me? And they gonna answer and y'all can kick it. Or if you
probably
need to
give
pull
them
up,
your location, you know what I mean? Like, you know, I feel like sometimes, you know, or you going out on a date.
Oh, yes.
And, you know, you say, oh, here's my location or something like that. I don't feel like as a D-list friend or homegirl,
I'm gonna give you my location.
I'm giving you my location because I might not even trust you just yet. You know what I mean? To know where I'm at all times, or where my person live at. Or, you know, where I'm at, where I even probably live at.
Right.
So...
All right, so just to recap for the girls, your A-list friends are your day ones. Those the girls you call at 3 a.m. in the morning. That's your emergency crew. That's your growth partner. That's the girl, my man is acting up. You can confide in them and, you know, they going to hold you down. They going to keep it under wraps. And it's also typically your low maintenance friend. That's the friend that doesn't really require much of the friendship. That's the friend that she don't need a whole lot to, you know, be your friend. You can call on her whenever you need her, and she can call on you whenever she needs you, and it's reciprocated, and you don't need much outside of that. So I think that your A-list friend is like, she's that girl. She's the one at
the
the top
trustworthy one. You know what I mean? She can have your man's phone number and you don't feel a way about it. You know what I mean? And it's not like she probably gonna use it, but if emergency she can't reach you,
she can be trusted with it.
Exactly. She can't reach you. She gotta call him and say, where's my best friend? Or where's my friend? You know what I mean? She's been answering her phone, you know, something like that. So that's what I feel like an A-list friend is. For sure, you can trust them with your whereabouts, your person, you know, just everything, and very much so low maintenance. You don't have to always be up under her for her to feel like that's my girl. She just gonna know that's my girl.
Okay. All right, let's move on. So B-list friend, what's your B-list crew looking like? I feel like these the girls you can, you know, you go to brunch with, you go to lunch with, you know, y'all may meet up from time to time.
Yeah, I feel like those are probably those my girls, but we don't have to be around each other or call each other often. It can be, you know, like a monthly thing or
like a quarterly
thing or something like that. And it's just, no, that's still my girl. Like, you know what I mean? Nothing has changed. We can get on the phone 3 months down the line and we can chat like nothing ever happened. You know what I mean? But like my A-list friend, I'm talking every day, you know, or every other day or something like that. But for sure, a B-list friend is somebody that you can talk to every 3-4 months and you know that that's still my girl. Like, I know that if somebody was to mention her, I'm going to stop it. Like, no, that's my girl.
Okay. So would you say that your Instagram friends are in this B-list category, or are your Instagram friends further down on
They don't
list?
exist.
Not they don't exist.
Yeah, Instagram friends, I don't know y'all. Like, you know what I mean? Because it's people on Instagram you haven't never seen or something, and they, you know, I don't know. I don't interact with like that Instagram thing. Like, you know what I mean? If somebody's saying, oh, hey, you look, you know, good or something like that, I'll be cordial enough to say, yeah, hey, girl, you do too. Or, you know, how you doing? What's going on with you or something like that. But like, they don't exist in my real day to day. They just, it's on Instagram. That's where they stay at.
Oof, that's harsh.
No, it's like if I met you through a mutual friend or something like that's different, or I met you myself personally. But if I just know you off of Instagram,
if you just know me strictly from Instagram,
like
it's nothing.
Yeah, it's not that. Like I'm friendly, but I'm like not that friendly because it's like I don't want to be around everybody. Everybody not subjected to my energy. Personally, and you don't know their intent. They could be crazy or something like that. or, you know, obsessed with you without them even knowing you for real. So it's like, I don't know your intent because I don't know you. I never met you. You on the internet.
Okay. All right. Nothing wrong with that. Your B-list friends, do you invite them out with you like to events, like as plus ones? Like if I was having a kickback and you had another friend, she was like your B-list friend, would you bring her to the kickback? Is she invited to the kickback?
Yes, because I feel like my B-list friends are just the friends that we just don't kick it every day or all the time. But we made a connection and a bond probably like years ago, or, you know, we was raw and tough at one point, and we just moved from the city, or I moved away, or something happened or transpired. You had a kid, or, you know, our connection isn't the same because I'm probably not around as much. Or like I'm just probably not around, or they're probably not around. So that don't mean that they're not my friends. It's just that they're not my everyday friend because, you know,
because of distance or circumstance.
Right. And it's okay. Like I said, they might not keep up with our friendship like all the time, like a day to day. And it's myself too. I might not keep up every day or every other day or weekly or something like that. But if you every like 3-4 months, you hit them up and it's still the same chats. It's still, you know, that they have love and loyalty for you.
You can tap back in and pick up where you left off.
And they don't feel no type of way still. They still feel like, she my girl. Like, you know what I mean? Like she's my good friend. Like they could still be considered as a good friend, even though you don't talk to them every day. But it's the ones that you gotta watch. They're just complaining all the time. Like, girl, I ain't heard from you and stuff like that. And you just don't know what's been going on in my life. You know, it's not because I don't want to talk to you. It's just because life has been going fast.
Life is lifing. Yes. It's because life is lifing, babe. That's all.
So, best friend, have you ever had like maybe like a C-list friend or a D-list friend that just tried to just jump straight up to an A-list friend? Like, you know, just wanted to skip the line.
Just wanted to take the elevator to the top floor.
Right. Just wanted to be right there in the tippy top. Like this my girls now. Like, you know what I mean? Just because y'all hung out a few times and, you know, she's just like, feeling your vibes, and you might be feeling her vibes too, but you just know like, okay, we just kind of, you know, getting into this. We just
getting to know each other. This is very preliminary. You got to pass the inspection. Like you haven't been fully vetted yet.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, no. I feel like I don't give off that. I'm not a mean girl, but I think when I meet people, I'm very standoffish. So I don't think that people enter my life thinking that they can just skip to the front of the line, if that makes sense. Because I'm very stern and I'm very straightforward about how I maneuver my life, especially when it comes to friends. Because like I said, I'm a good friend. And so I got expectations. I got, you know, things that I look for in my friends. And if it doesn't align with where I'm at or, you know, who I am in that moment, then no, you can't just come into my life and skip the line. And I think people can read me in that way. I don't think people approach me like, oh, I'm finna be her friend and I'm be able to be, you know, up under her. I'm gonna be able to go from just meeting her to we gonna be best buddies. It never gave best buddies. Not when you first meet me. It's never given best buddies. I'm gonna be looking at you sideways for a while before I let you in.
I feel like I have met people like that.
Or you met somebody and then overnight they done went from C-list to A-list?
No, I'm saying that would like to like just jump the line.
They would like to.
You know, like because you probably been around them a couple weeks straight or, you know, just consistently within the last month or something like that. And they just automatically feel like I'm in the A group. I'm at the top of the list. Yeah. And you know, it's not that, you know.
It's not given that.
It's not given that. And it's only because, like I said, we ain't had no trials and tribulations yet, babe. You know what I mean? You gotta have been through some things.
Stripes yet.
You ain't been battle tested yet. You know, I don't know your strengths on what if something happened and what's something going on. You'll be there to, you know. Like,
and I think that's understandable. And I think people should understand that. I don't think people should come into your life and think that they're automatically gonna go from okay, I met her and now next week, oh, I'm her best friend.
But I feel like it's some people will think that, you know what I mean? Like I said, if you consistently hanging with that person, probably just your schedules align. Like maybe y'all go out, like you just so not busy that y'all can go out for drinks every day, or not even every day or every other day, and she can just pull up at your house and now she's hanging over by till the wee hours or whatever.
We could be working towards that, but I don't think that, I think that needs to be discussed. Like, okay, yeah, we working towards that, but you know, that's not where we are right now. Like we working towards it, but that's gonna come with time.
Right, I agree.
Have you ever had somebody classify you as a best friend on Instagram and you're not really their best friend, but they hit you or they tap in like, oh, hey, best friend, or, oh, that's my best friend. And, you know, have you ever had somebody?
No, I haven't had nobody to be like, oh, best friend, but I have had somebody where I don't really even know them and then they calling themselves my friend, like, pause. You know what I mean? Like,
friend is a stretch.
Yes, a friend is a stretch. And to be honest, like, I only met you a time or two. You know what I mean? Like, so I have known people that has took it a bit far to, like, you know, just go from like they ain't even became a homegirl. It's just like you associate. I just met you.
You've seen me one or two times
through somebody else or whatever, and already it's just like you trying to be my good girl, and it's not that. So it's not that I'm being mean. It's just like or being away. It's just like pause.
And you know what? I don't think people do that intentionally, but I think that people just don't know how to categorize friends anymore. Or, you know, we use the term friend, like I said, loosely. So I think it's just all about your wording and your approach. So if I met a person like today and we hung out a few times and then we were somewhere and it was like, oh, well, how do you know such and such? I'm not going to introduce that person as my friend. I'm going to be like, oh, that's an associate of mine I met and, you know, we're cool and we might be working on a friendship.
But you know, people get offended. Like, I noticed that people will get offended if they don't have like a friend title or some sort of title or something like that. Like, you know.
But associate is a title. What's wrong with associate? What's wrong with colleague?
I think that should be more talked about and it should be more addressed more to be able to call somebody your associate without them feeling
Make
away.
it more normal.
Make it more normal instead of being like, oh, this my friend. You know what I mean? Or this my bud or whatever.
I think people just use that term for lack of a better word. They can't think of a better word. So everything is, oh, that's my friend. Or, you know, that's my friend instead of, oh, no, that's my coworker. That's my colleague. That's an associate of mine. That's an old classmate.
Right. and I feel like that should be addressed. Like a lot of like we need to change the dynamics of, oh, that's my friend. It should be labeled what it is because, you know, it takes time and it takes work and it takes effort to become a friend.
Because and I think that people can, when they use that term friendship, it can be
obligations surrounding it.
Obligations surrounding expectations surrounding it. So now based on me or you calling me your friend, you feel like I'm obligated to act a certain way towards you or, you know, be a certain way towards you. When in reality, we're not even really friends. We're, you know, we may be working on a friendship, but you're an associate of mine.
Right.
It's a certain amount of loyalty and privacy and girl code. I feel like if you share something with me in confidence, it shouldn't leave the room. It shouldn't be repeated after that. Like if you tell me something in girl code, it shouldn't be repeated. We talking about it, we locking it up, and then we taking it to the grave. Like, you know, we not letting nobody else in on the business. Like if you came to me in confidence about something, I should be able to hold you down and talk you through it and not have to worry about it leaking out or it getting into the hands of people we don't know or, you know, the public in general.
I feel like girl code to me is devotion. Like we're devoted to this. Like it's not just something, you know what I mean? This is accountability.
Right.
This is reciprocation.
Yes.
This is privacy.
Yeah.
This is morals and respect and boundaries.
Boundaries, sisterhood.
Yeah. So I feel like that's girl code.
Right.
Because like some people get girl code just misconstrued. I feel like if that's your girl, keep it between you and your girl. You know what I mean? Everybody don't need to know her business. Everybody don't need to know what's going on with her.
Right.
You know what I mean? It needs to be a level of respect.
Yeah.
Always. And in girl code is also effort, communication.
Right.
You just want to be there to show up for that person. It's not just in their winning moments.
Right.
It's their down moments as well. So it's like not every woman can have that because they lack accountability.
Right.
They lack, real growth and to have that maturity level of a friendship. Right. So I feel like girl code is really like a thing. Like every girl don't, they don't got that girl code to them. They, they cool.
Right.
But
they're not mature enough to keep secrets or hold things in or, tap in when need be.
Right. So best friend, how do you handle, friends that's always like, oh, why wasn't I invited? Or, why didn't you tell me about it? Or, I feel like, with me, everybody ain't, everything ain't for everybody. And, you might not mesh well with this group of people that I feel, you know what I mean? I
feel like, why are those questions being asked? Because I feel like if I wasn't invited somewhere, I would never call the person that didn't invite me and say, why wasn't I invited?
I agree 100%. Because it's just like, wasn't for me, you know what I mean? And I don't feel a way.
Sometimes we're just out of space. Like sometimes we just don't have the room or the capacity to invite everybody that we want to invite. We may have a cutoff number. And so within that cutoff, we gotta do our nearest, dearest. And it's reality. Sometimes people don't make that cut. And it's not that we're being nasty. It's just that I have a big family, for instance. So if I get in a situation where, okay, you can only invite 30 people or 60 people, most of those people are going to be my family and immediate family. I have siblings, nieces, nephews. Like I have a big family. So it's not that I'm being nasty and I don't want to invite these people, but I may be limited on space or, So just out of respect for people, I wouldn't call. And if I wasn't invited to a gathering, I wouldn't feel away or call around and be like, oh, well, why wasn't I invited? Why you ain't invite me? I'm going to trust that I'm a good enough friend that if you could have invited me, you would have.
Right. And that's why I said I myself don't take it personal. Right. Because it could have been anything. It could have definitely been, this wasn't my event to go to. Right. And when I say that, like you said in an earlier episode, that maybe you can't get every friend together. Right. They don't mesh well together. Exactly. So I wouldn't feel a way. I wouldn't call around myself either and say, oh, I wasn't invited or whatever the case may be. I just know that, I wasn't there.
My friend know me and it was a reason why she didn't invite me to this event.
And it's no tea, no shade.
Yeah, I trust the friendship enough to know that she knew I didn't need to be in the room or it was something that, kept her from inviting me into that space. And so I'm cool with that. Please don't. It's one of those things like when you call somebody and you invite them out and they be like, oh, who all coming?
Right. So that automatically let you know that it's somebody there that is not familiar with or want to be around.
Exactly.
So I myself, like I can read my friends and I know who I can bring around like I can know who to bring around, who. And I know who not to bring around. Right. So it's like for me, if I chose not to invite you, it was for a reason. Yeah. It wasn't because I was being spiteful or I was being nasty.
It wasn't with ill intent.
Exactly.
It was just because, baby, I know you and I know you and my other friend may not see eye to eye. And so this week I might be hanging out with her and next week I may call you and hang out with you without her. But, I know what meshes well together. I've been around you and you should trust me enough to know that I'm not going to put you in those situations where you got to be feeling away.
And I feel like they should understand that that's where a lot of problems do come at, when some friends might feel like, oh, I wasn't invited. She was invited,
Right.
That goes back to the Instagram post. You might was busy
Right.
and didn't, write her happy birthday on Instagram, but you called her, you made sure you call, and it could still feel away. So I get it, but they might not get it.
Right.
It's a hard thing for women to understand. Maybe you just wasn't invited that one time.
I think the quicker women can get out of their head, like we're not against each other. Like we're not all out to get one another.
Right.
We're not like all catty and, oh, I ain't inviting her, because I think some people think that in their head, like, oh, she ain't invite me. She must be feeling away, or she must be. No, it's not none of that. None of the above. I didn't have the space. I didn't have the room, or I knew it was not a good environment for you to be in.
Right.
And as a friend, you should trust me to make that call.
So, best friend, how do you feel about the girls?
Girls? What does that even mean? You're a girl's girl.
I mean, I feel like it probably like fake kicking it or something like that.
Fake kicking it?
Yeah, something like I'm all for the girls, but they really not for the girls.
They low key haters.
They low key hate. Right, they're low key haters, or they just using that as
a mask.
Yeah, that's what I feel about the girls. Because I feel like if you are a girl, it shows.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
It goes
don't
without
have to
saying.
Right, and that's a lot of times. Women say things just to be saying. They talking just to be talking. It's no action behind it.
The girl's girl is a tactic or a technique to get you to let your guard down. Okay. They feel like if they tell you, oh, I'm a girl. Oh, I'm a girl's girl. Like, you're going to lower your guard and like, oh, okay, she said she a girl's girl. Like, she get it. She one of them girls. She get it. Whole time. I don't know. It's just something about, if you got to tell me you're a girl's girl, 9 times out of 10, I'm going to proceed with caution. Now I got to side eye you, because why do you need to let me know that you're a girl's girl? I feel like you're trying to get me to let my guard down.
That's what I said. Like, you can describe me as being a girl's girl because you see me around other women and how I engage with them. Right. But just out of like, you just coming up to me and saying, oh, I'm a girl's girl, I'm gonna be like, no. Yeah. Like, what is that? What does that even mean? Right. What are you trying to, mask or whatever, and, just trying to convey to me. Right. So I am skeptical about girls that say that they are girls, because it's like, it's definitely iffy.
I feel like those girls, the ones that proclaim to be girls are the same girls that if you hit them on the side and be like, oh, girl, where you got them shoes from? They'll be like, oh, I don't remember. Or, I don't remember. It was a website, but right. A real girl's girl, if you hit me about anything I got on, I'm going to send you a link if I got a link. I'm going to give you the website. I'm gonna
but
be
if
like,
it was old and I've been had it, I probably forgot about where I got it from, honestly. But I'm never trying to like,
I feel like somebody
could
just had gotten something and they be talking, oh, I'm a girl's girl. And you be like, hey, girl, where you get that purse? Oh, you know what? I don't remember.
Right. Right, because they feel like, oh, you're gonna bite their style. But I feel like it's kind of a compliment for me.
Yeah.
Like, to me, it's a compliment when somebody asks me, oh, where you got that from? Yes. Oh my God, that's so cute. Like, oh, I want one too. Like, I take that as a compliment. I don't take it as, oh, you wanna be like me, or oh, you wanna bite my style, or something like that.
Everybody wears things differently.
Right.
We're not gonna wear it in the same way.
Same manner, fashion.
No.
It's not gonna, you're not gonna do it like me, and I'm not gonna do it like you.
Exactly.
So it's like, I don't mind telling you where I got something from, or, sharing the information.
Right.
Why is that so difficult for these girls?
Yeah, I feel like whenever girls or women say, oh, I'm a girl's girl, it's a tactic to like, oh, let your guard down a little bit. But it's like, whenever they say that, it's caution, that's what's going on in my head. Proceed with caution. Yeah, so yeah.
I just have a question. Like, what is your take on just, these girls, they speak about, oh, they have this and they have that, or, you know, girls that just heavily want to be in the number. So they will, you know, get the fake designer or, you know, just to try to upkeep with social media or,
social
you
media
know,
standards or social media norms.
or just try to put on an image to be like, they're this type of girl, or they have this type of standards, or they just have all these nice things when, you know, this stuff probably is fake or inspired or something like that. How do you feel about that? Like, you know?
I don't really feel a way about people wearing inspired merchandise or knockoff designer. My problem with that is if you're going to wear that kind of stuff, don't go around and put other people down that don't have that kind of stuff or don't wear that kind of stuff, if that makes sense. Like if you wearing inspired designer gear, inspired luxury stuff, and then you're going around and you're downing your friends for not having access to the luxuries and you yourself are faking it till you make it, I don't believe in that. I mean, I'm cool with you doing whatever your heart's desire. If you want to wear inspired gear, by all means, go ahead. But don't put others down because you feel like you're better than them because you're wearing inspired merchandise or inspired luxury gear.
I feel the same way. I feel like, well, my personal opinion on it is, why not just be yourself? You know what I mean? Why not just
go get you a good Zara outfit in your budget that you can afford.
Stay in your budget, or, you know, do things budget friendly. And it doesn't take away, because you can dress really nice with budget friendly clothes or nice gear that isn't designer. I feel like when people probably wear inspired or fake designer, it comes off as you're trying to be someone else that you're not. And that is kind of like you're pushing a narrative that isn't real.
Right.
You know, you're living at an expectation that you really don't have, you know? Right. So I just feel, I don't feel a way about people like that, but I just feel like you can falsely be putting people down just because they're not on that level with you, and which is not even a level. It's just a persona you putting out.
Right. You know, it's fake friends and fake clothes.
So I like I said, I just feel like, you know, you don't have to fake it to make it. You know, I feel like you can just be yourself authentically and genuinely, just like.
And there's nothing wrong with that.
It's nothing wrong with that. Yeah. I just really want the girls to know that you don't have to fake it till you make it.
You don't have to be in designer everything to look good. I mean, I'm sitting here in a Fashion Nova outfit and some Steve Madden boots. Don't I look good? I mean, am I not popping? I mean, like, it's giving a look, and it's for the low. So, I mean, you don't have to do the most. You can do the least and still do the most.
Right. I agree.
All right, this your best friend. You know what I decided? I'm going to be a better A-list friend. You know the way I'm going to go about that? I'm going to start checking in with my friends more. I know sometimes I can get out of pocket. I can go ghost, fall off the face of the earth for a week or so. But this year for 2025, I want to start really reaching out and touching my friends often, whether it's through a postcard, a text message, a FaceTime, something. I want to tap in with my friends more and connect more on a deeper level so that I can know what's up with them. Because I mean, oftentimes we get so distracted in work and relationships that we lose sight of our friendships and they take a beating. And, you know, we need friendship. I mean, I don't know about you, but I need my friends because my friends are like, they're a part of me at this point. They help me get through things when I'm down. They help me to understand when I'm wrong. They give me great criticism. They gonna check me on stuff that I need to be checked on. And so this year I'm gonna tap in with my friends more because I think sometimes we just get so wrapped up in life and life starts lifing and we can tend to neglect, if for lack of a better word, neglect our friendships.
I agree. I feel like for me, 2025, I want to be more intentional.
Yes.
You know, like I said, you know, show up for my friends. You know, if they're having something, I want to make the time and the effort to be there for them. You know, if I feel like I value the friendship, I want to be by your side. You know, like you said, sometimes you can get busy and you all over the place and you just can't make it. And I just don't want to have those excuses. I want to just, you know, show up. You know, I want to be there. And I want to also communicate better. I definitely want to communicate better and be able to voice my opinions and how I feel more so than I've ever done before, because I will just shut down and just let it be. Oh, it is what it is. I don't want to be that way anymore. I want to definitely communicate and be able to understand.
Resolve and move past.
Right.
Yeah.
Definitely, for sure.
Okay. So in wrapping, in closing, guys, 2025, we're being more intentional about our friends. We're making time. We're checking in more. We're tapping in more with our friends and making sure everything is good. Everything is evolving and growing, and we all good.
Yes, I like it.
All right. Same time, same friendship. We'll see you next time.
Bye, guys.
besties.